Desmond Ridder is making his first start at home. Like, what are you expecting to see from the rookie? I mean, I know. Well, let me ask you this: what have you seen from the rookie that kind of gives you a little promise, and what have you seen from the rookie that kind of gives you a little concern?
Uh, well, I think the biggest thing is that he's gotten better from start to start.
Right.
He's gotten better. He played better
Yeah.
against a better defense, in my opinion, in Baltimore, and was able to throw the ball a little bit more. The problem that see that I saw in college is accuracy. You know, you saw some great catches by by Drake London that didn't have to be
Mhm.
great catches. You know, he got to put it in front of him and
Mm,
all those different things. But I think the command with it, he still is indecisive when to run or not. Like just to get out the pocket and maybe get those 4 yards. I
yes.
mean, that is another thing. But I thought he played a lot better. They got some really bad calls. The intentional grounding was a horrible call. The holding call
Terrible.
was a horrible call. But I mean, I'm still trying to figure out because he still has 2 more games. And I know we want to see him play good and everything like that. And we had Arch on, and no, yeah, we had Arch on talking about the development of everything. I want to see him win the damn football game. How
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that? I mean, I know you
Yep.
want him to play well,
Yeah.
but how about you play well in a win, and and not play better in a loss. And so I
Mhm.
think
Right.
that's going to be the thing when you look at this game. We were having a discussion about because I know you got to work there, Jarvis, and everything. Like
Yeah.
you and how many of your closest friends going to be at that game on Sunday? Because we're like it's going to be they
It might be
got
a little light up in the Matt.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It might be the press box.
Might be a little Matt. It might be a little light up in that
Yeah,
thing, man. Might be
yeah,
me, T, a couple of my
And
homeboys, like
Eli,
for
weekend.
yeah. It's gonna be a seat pick 'em game. Hey, pick a seat, man. But I think, hey, I want to
oh
see
man.
him play well, man. I want to see him play well, man. I would love to see him come home and play and give more hope because they got a big decision to make when it comes to the quarterback this
Yeah.
offseason. And I know
Yeah.
y'all are breaking all the way down because now you're in a point where you got out of the financial hell that you were in.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm.
'Cause I said this before. I said the Arthur Smith era doesn't start until Matt Ryan's no longer on the team, and you have your own guy at quarterback. You got two more
Yep.
games to see because Desmond Ridder is going to be on the roster in 2023. Now, is it as a starter?
Dang.
Is it a guy competing for the starting position, or is it as a backup?
Ooh.
Those are the three things that Terry and them got to decide on this offseason.
Yeah, I agree. And you were talking about Drake London. Speaking of rookies, yes, big plays, but also sometimes big fumbles. So, what is it that he needs to do about whether it's his technique, Randy, or whether it's just kind of having that football IQ as it relates to pro style of football, so that maybe he can protect the ball a bit better?
Well, I think one thing that Drake showed in that game was great football character, in my opinion, to be such a young player. And here's why: he
Mhm.
lost the previous game the week before on a fumble, and then a
Yeah.
big play when they drive, and he has another fumble. Now he went took the sleeves off and all those different things. Me personally, I don't think that had nothing to do with it, but I'll never fuss with anybody who believes it does. It's whatever. But
Whatever you want to believe.
if you want whatever you want to believe, I just think Drake has got to realize that that it's a split second before they close on you. And I'm talking about you might think
Yeah.
when you catch that ball that there's nobody there. And I think he thought about it a lot in the previous game when he lost the ball. When they're there, you got to get the ball, you got to put it away because that happens all the
Mhm.
time, and it happens a lot to young receiver. It happened to me as a young receiver where, damn,
Yeah.
I just had it, and all of a sudden the ball gets knocked out of your hands. But I just love
Right.
his football. I love his football character because he didn't let it get him
Mhm.
down. He ended up going to have a great game, making some great grabs and bailing his quarterback out a lot of times too.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's just a daggone shame that Kyle Pitts isn't here to be a part of this because
Man.
you would love to see him with
Yeah.
because they got them a runner.
Hmm.
That damn Tyler Algiers, that's your dude.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
Mm-hmm.
there it is.
RB
yeah,
one.
you got your dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
There.
you
Yeah.
got your dude. But
Yeah.
yeah. But that's the thing about it, T. He just got to realize that they coming, man. They are coming for the ball because they don't tackle no more. They tackle the ball nowadays, and they try to,
Right.
Right.
as far as create turnovers, and
Hmm.
it's gonna happen again because it's on tape. It's on tape,
Yeah.
and coaches
Yeah.
look at, hey, look at this kid, 5. Hey, once he catches, go for the ball.
Just go for the ball. Exactly. And there's something else I just wanted to piggyback on that. That's the same thing I feel like, Randy, with Desmond Ridder. We talked about it on the show yesterday, how he's got to just be prepared to sit in that pocket and not anticipate so much the rush, because it was almost like he was anticipating the ghost of Cam Jordan when they played the Saints. And if he can just kind of settle that thing down and not just anticipate it enough to get the ball out in time, but
Right.
not to the point where, to your point, it makes Drake London have to do something phenomenal just to catch the ball, or also, to your point, it just checks his accuracy altogether, where it's like, well, Drake couldn't get that ball even if he tried, because
Right.
Ritter just gets it out too quick because of what he's anticipating.
Well, I think the thing with Desmond is he's got to become a more of a passer than a thrower, and meaning like that, because he's trying to make it so just pass the ball, man. I
Slang it,
mean,
yeah.
but it's like that goes with more experience and everything at this level, because this at this level that he's at, windows are smaller. They're
Oh
smaller,
yeah.
Yeah.
and it's all
Tight.
about time. You got to get the ball there instead of waiting for him to get open. You got to have better anticipation. The anticipation process of throwing the
Right.
football, and he'll get there,
Mhm.
man. That's what I said. Because I got to ask y'all something. Do y'all think that you can learn in 4 games whether this guy is a quarterback next year? Can y'all? I mean, because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, T, I don't know about you, but for me, I don't think so.
No.
That's why I've always been on the side of, you know what, like I'm okay with them going to the next year,
Mhm.
trying to figure out whether or not he can be the guy. How about you do this? Regardless of if he's the guy or not, how about you get some more talent to surround him with?
Yep.
Whoever,
And
even if
then
he's not the guy, you can bring in a guy that already will have talent enough so you can win some games. So I think that them building this roster or constructing this roster to where they can even the playing field around him by guys that can put the quarterback on the ground. So when you go against guys like Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, you won't have that big concern. You don't have to worry about whether or not your quarterback is as good as him or he can go throw for throw with that quarterback. Hey, you know that, hey, you got a fire breather on both sides of the football, on both sides of the defense that can get home. So I think that whether or not you can figure out whether he's the guy in these 4 games, I don't think it really matters. It's all about building that talent around him. So if he is the guy, cool. If he's not, cool. Because guess what? You got enough talent to bring in a guy, a veteran guy, if that can, maybe bridge that gap between until you get your young guy.
Yeah, and I would agree too, Randy. I don't know if 4 games will get it to you. And I go back to the Saints game, for example. So it's kind of an uphill battle, right? So you got your rookie quarterback trying to bring you back in a comeback situation in that hostile environment. So I don't know if we
Right.
got to see the best of Desmond there. And then you got the Ravens, which, hey, they still have a Ravens type style defense. So you really didn't see as much as you could have seen out of him. And then also, just like you said, Randy, you got no Kyle Pitts. And essentially, he's like, we know he's a tight end, but he's like your wide receiver 1A and wide receiver 1B.
Right.
So if you don't have
Right.
1B out there, you really don't know what you're working with. And I would venture to say as well, Randy, in this day and age, you probably need a good 1C as well to kind of
Yeah.
see what he is. And that could be a secondary to, and forgive me for kind of going a little far with this, but that could be a 1C that is, or even a 2A or 2B that's behind Algier and CP, because we know you do have some nice pass catchers out of the backfield. So maybe, because CP, I don't know how much he's going to have left in the tank. So you also have to maybe consider getting him somebody else in that running back room who can also give him an additional pass catcher, depending on what you do with the rest of that core. But yeah, I'm not sure about 4 games, especially too, Randy, because so many of the teams that he's playing these last 2 games, I don't know if they're going to be at full strength for you to be able
Right.
to see if when he goes up against a solid D, if he's ready.
I want to see y'all face reaction to this, man. With the 5th pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Will Levis or or
Get the
or.
freak out of here! No! No!
Ask you, Randy, but
No!
okay.
No, Randy, no, not on this show, Randy,
Okay.
no, no,
Jarvis. I asked the
no,
question.
You can
I
ask,
asked the
Randy.
question.
We
I
got
asked the
answers.
question on the show. I asked the question. I asked the question on the show today, and that was the
no,
same damn reaction I got. I was just asking. That was all.
no, man. I
I
love you
was
to death,
asking.
bro, but no, man, hell no, no,
Tell
you
them
got
no.
dog.
To the no.
No.
Look,
I was
Randy,
just
my
asking.
answer
All
is
right.
the same in round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I give you one O lineman just in case you feel like Caleb McGarry was just showing you
Man,
what he could do
golly.
because you didn't pick up his 5th-year option. I'm gonna give you one O lineman, but I feel like it should be and the number 5 pick and the number 25 pick and the number 717th pick. Defense. I don't care where you go. You want to go with an edge
Okay.
rusher? Go there. You want to go with an interior lineman? Go there. I really don't care. Yeah, I might not need you to, sneak a secondary person in there until late, but I'm telling you,
Right.
I'm gonna run
Oh
up. I'm gonna
man.
run up 985. I'm gonna run up
Oh
985.
man.
You gotta give me another wide
Boy.
receiver. I did.
Oh man.
I don't care if
Okay.
Marvin
I was
Harrison
just like I
Jr. is
said.
there.
I was just
Don't
asking. Just asking.
Man, you try to
you tell
start
me,
some stuff,
Trigger.
man. Look, you the type. See, Randy, I knew you had this in you. Like, you always seem like a guy that could throw a little stink bomb up in that mug and be turn around. As soon as it goes off, you be like, "Who did that?
Hey
Who
man.
did that? What's that smell?"
All right,
I
Randy,
was
one
just
more
asking.
before we go, since you threw that on us. We are just 2 days away from New Year's. So what should the Falcons' New Year's resolution be as it relates to that roster?
Let a Bosa type pass rusher demand a damn trade. Somebody at that level. I don't want to play here
Oh
no more. You
no.
know where I want to play in Atlanta. DC.
Yeah, it could happen.
Oh man, that's a good one right there, man. I wish I would have said that.
Yeah, because they got all this money, but there ain't really one of them dudes out there for them to give.
Yeah.
So, but yes, a game wrecking, fire breathing, outside pass rusher.
Oh
We get
man,
them.
that would make me so happy. See,
I know it
Randy,
would, dog. I know it would.
that's a good place. That's a good place to end. You see how the serenity just came over my body right now? I'm just cool, all relaxed, man. We definitely appreciate you, man, for ending it like that, Randy. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the show today, man. Really appreciate that, brother.
Definitely.
Man, y'all know I'll do anything for y'all, man. Y'all don't get out of here,
Love
man.
you, big bro.
Y'all know everything for my family, man. Y'all be easy, man. I'll talk to y'all.
All right. Happy New Year to you and yours, Randy.
Happy New Year, man. Cheers.
It's just typical Randy. All right. We appreciate Randy and McMichael for coming on with the show. And also, we want to make sure we want to say thank you guys for making ATL Day 1 your first listen of the day. Why don't you stop by and make Locked On Sports Today your second listen? They're free and available wherever you get this podcast. We hope you making sure you downloading this podcast and listening to it. You can get Locked On Sports Today like we do for the culture. They do take of the day, and make sure you check those guys out as well. Coming up on, we will not be here on Monday, so don't look for us on Monday. I know, don't get sad, don't start crying. We'll be back on Tuesday talking Falcons, Cardinals, Georgia, Ohio State. Did they make it to the national championship? Are they going back to back? We'll get into all that. Make sure you, and T, got any parting words before we come back and see them in the next year?
Just be safe in those ATL streets, because as long as you're safe out there, you get to come back and see us on Tuesday. Happy New Year.
Absolutely. Y'all come back now, you hear?